good men are out there. Lions exist, even if you never go on an African safari or go to a local zoo. Just because you aren't positioning yourself where they are, doesn't mean they don't exist. It's time to own up to the truth that something in you keeps attracting and entertaining dysfunctional men. If you've caught yourself saying there are no good guys, then this video is for you. Look, watching dating videos can do nothing for you if you've already made up your mind that there are no options and your fate is sealed. You should turn this video off now, buy a few cats, and make amends with the single life you have spoken over your present and future. Now, if you are open to the belief that good men exist, there is great hope for you. You don't have to know where they are, how to find them, or what to do once you find them just yet. That's the point of this Dating Men video series and my book, Dating Men. But beloved, what is necessary at this very moment, at the very beginning, is changing your mind before you meet your mate. There are no good guys. It's such a common phrase that you may not even realize you're saying it. Just get a few of your single friends together, and sooner than later, it will turn into an all-out male-bashing session shrouded in alleged statistics and personal stories. Now, I'm not sure if cave dwellers did this, but venting with people who have a shared experience or outlook is now firmly embedded in our human nature, and I get it. And yet, I'm still saying that the statement, there are no good men out there, is not only false, it is one of the most counterproductive things you can tell yourself when trying to get a man. Now, in this video, I want to talk about the why. Number one, we all know it's a lie. While generalizations help us navigate unfamiliar things that we are trying to learn, stating that none of the nearly 4 billion men alive are good men is a bit of a stretch. Can we get more specific about all men? Because your definition of all men is never really all men. Let's look at two of my clients as examples of this. Samantha. As a woman in her mid-30s, her dream man was between the ages of 31 and 41. He had to be at least 3 inches taller than her, which put him above 5 foot 9 inches. Samantha refused to do any long distance dating, so he had to be within a 20-mile radius. He needed to be attractive to her standards, had to have a similar or better socioeconomic lifestyle, and want kids without having any currently. She wanted him to be a nice guy, but not a pushover. He had to be funny, a fantastic communicator, and have a strong bond with his family. Then there's Marvin. Entering his 30s, Marvin wanted a mature man. This man couldn't be living at home with his parents and needed to have transportation. His dream guy couldn't have more than one roommate, although none was preferred. His dream man needed to work out regularly, making him fit but not too bulky. Marvin wanted him to be 6 foot or taller. This guy should like to go out to bars, go on big vacations, and host house parties. Oh, and he should be fashionable in the streets and versatile in the sheets. These are their personal preferences. Both Samantha and Marvin have standards and strong desires for an ideal man. But even if they said there are no good men out there, and they both did, neither of them was talking about all men, were they? They weren't considering that a subset of men was eliminated from the all list with each new preference they had. Every man outside of the 20-mile radius was scratched off Samantha's list, and men with no car were excluded from Marvin's all men list. With just one decision, they each sliced a slew of men from their rosters. So no, it's never all men. You're just struggling to find your men. Number two, We all know some amazing men. Isn't it time to stop using your radiant energy to criticize and likely chase men who don't align with your values, don't possess your similar life goals, aren't emotionally available, and don't respect or appreciate you? Yes, we all know some narcissistic, chauvinistic, and arrogant men. There are even some good men who still wrestle with toxic masculinity. Both are stuck in archaic expressions of patriarchy, misogyny, sexism, gender roles, and sexual positions. Now, you can focus on those men, the men you say you don't want, or you can focus on, think about, and spend time with the amazing men who you encounter every day. Try this simple exercise. List out the men that you love and admire in your life. Is it your father, pastor, doctor, nephew? Yes, kids too. Former boss, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., or all the taken men you notice. Select at least 10 for your list. Now, list out all of the qualities that you love about each of them. Sit with that list for at least 10 minutes, allowing these positive traits to take center stage in your mind. As you sit with this list, your energy directs you towards a greater truth. There are amazing men all around you. It will be easier to notice them. You will celebrate them more frequently. These are the men who represent the opposite of the negative things you've been saying about men. Soon, you start seeing the good in the no good ones too. There's no excuse for the one that ghosted you, cheated on you, or was a complete jerk, but you get to redirect your energy into focusing on the reality that bad actions don't make him a bad person. It makes him imperfect. And maybe he has unresolved trauma from childhood. Perhaps, just perhaps, he was taught bad habits from a father or uncle. He can be someone you don't want to be with and still not necessarily be a bad guy. As humans, we are all doing the best we can with the resources we've got and the lessons we've been taught. Number 3, it's self-defeating. I'll never lose this weight. I'll never find a better job. I'll never get past this situation. They all seem like harmless comments. You may have made your own "I'll never" statement about something else in your life. You were just venting, right? Actually, you're doing a lot more damage to that. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And this is a quote from Henry Ford that guides our lives whether we know it or not. How you think about a thing impacts the outcome of that thing. I've heard good people say that your attitude affects your altitude. I like to say that what you believe about your life will be right sooner or later. Anytime you say there are no good men out there, your brain starts filtering out anything outside of what you've spoken. Within NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, any statement beyond your declaration is a part of what we call deletions, distortions, and generalizations. This is how your brain effectively filters information in the world and conserves its energy. So how does this show up? When you say that there are no good men, your brain subconsciously blocks anything outside, such as all good men, from reality. So even if a good man is good to you, you can't identify their goodness because your mind only sees the worst in men, not the best. That sucks if you're actively looking for a man, right? Well, this is why you are finding it hard to believe that the man of your dreams is really out there. Number 4, you need to have a heart-to-heart. Get on my love coaching couch for just a minute and let's have a heart-to-heart. I need to reality check you quickly if you want to find a man. Please know that this is coming from a loving space of me wanting you to find successful love. Your type kinda sucks. It is based on things that can change in a week. Nice job, nice body, nice style, blah. You know that these things can and normally do change, so why not focus on traits that are a part of his character, less likely to change? How does he make you feel? Do you feel safe? Is he loving, respectful, and considerate? A bad type will always lead to a bad date. I'm just saying. So you're not really that great at setting boundaries. I don't mean building fences around your house or having a car alarm. I mean setting boundaries that teach people how to treat you. If you struggle with this, you're not setting a healthy example of what you truly want or deserve. You don't feel worthy of love. Deep down, you feel inadequate for the love you say you want. Maybe you failed at love before. Do you blame yourself? Perhaps you weren't loved adequately as a child and now you doubt love will step in and do better. Or you could feel that some of your past mistakes disqualify you from extraordinary love from an extraordinary man. Here's what's true. The men you're choosing aren't good for you, but good men are out there. Lions exist, even if you never go on an African safari or go to a local zoo. Just because you aren't positioning yourself where they are doesn't mean they don't exist. It's time to own up to the truth that something in you keeps attracting and entertaining dysfunctional men. Don't blame all men because you choose the ones who treat you poorly. Give yourself back the power of responsibility. Yes, you have control over your own choices and possible lack of boundaries. Now ask yourself some questions. What can I do differently? How do I want to be treated? How do I attract that treatment? Focus on your power, not their issues. Make choices that override their shortcomings. It may mean saying no to the date, being honest about why you are backing away from them, or being direct about why the relationship isn't working. Here's a simple truth. If you want a man, there is no more time for self-defeating narratives that cause you to be in the same cycle of pain and disappointment you experienced before. Cut out man bashing and using the words all and every to begin lumping bad traits and characteristics to every man in the universe. You deserve amazing love. So remember to seek higher love because it's the love you deserve. Peace and blessings. And until next time, stay the path.